You're listening to an audiobook recording of Fortune Favors the Healed, written and narrated by Madeline Eve Pregelman. Every descent is for the sake of a future ascent. Hasidic wisdom. Introduction. There was a time in my life when I thought heavy emotions and negative thoughts were life sentences. Life sentences that could only be minorly relieved by medication and forever rehashing the past in therapy. But when I was living in Ho Chi Minh City and going through a dark depression, despite medicine being readily available in Vietnam, something deep within me knew there was a way to naturally overcome and heal the adversity I was experiencing inside. While I have always loved traveling, the constant obstacles of living in Vietnam, like driving a motorbike in some of the most dangerous traffic in the world, felt all-consuming, and not in a good way. After 5 months of teaching English and doing my best to get through each day, I could no longer ignore what I was feeling. I couldn't deny an inner knowing that the darkness I was experiencing was leading me somewhere. And in my heart, I knew I had to go to Thailand. So I packed my duffel bag, moved to a cabin in the jungles of Koh Phangan, and enrolled in a yoga school where we did 6 hours of yoga and meditation practice per day for a month. The focus of the program was to detach from and observe the mind's constant chatter, to be more present within our bodies, and to heal physically and emotionally. At first, I really struggled to be present. I'd find myself thinking about what I would have for lunch and what everyone else in class was thinking about, but as the weeks went on and I stayed committed to my practice, I began thinking less and less. Not only that, but I began to be more present and deeply aware of my emotions, my thoughts, my body, and the world. Through my practice, it became clear that I had run from place to place my whole life, thinking that something was off about where I was or what was happening. But the anxiety, depression, and heavy emotions I experienced weren't because something was wrong with where I was or who I was at the core. The emotions and thoughts were being triggered by my current circumstances, but were ultimately a result of childhood experiences that I never allowed myself to heal. Experiences that had been buried deep inside of myself and never consciously looked at again. Everywhere I went and everything I did was only reflecting back to me what I needed to heal and had yet to face. I knew that if I truly wanted to experience freedom within myself and live a life that I loved, I would have to stop running from what I felt and finally face the uncomfortable feelings inside of me. So the next 2 months on the island, I spent time with shamans and healers. I spent time alone in my jungle cabin. I spent time cleansing nutritionally. I spent time meditating and practicing yoga. I spent time reading spiritual texts. As emotions would come up, instead of pushing them down, I let myself feel them fully. I cried, I screamed, I expressed whatever was there for me. I allowed them to pass, and then I chose differently. Day by day, as I allowed myself to really experience and release what was inside of me, I felt more and more free, and I began feeling more and more myself. When I arrived home from Asia, I was humbled by the incredible journey I had been on and that I was still experiencing. I had been so lost my whole life, but when I would surrender to what was happening, I could hear an omnipresent voice guiding me through it all. When I would sit in silence and look at the sky, I could feel a loving presence shining back at me. And when I trusted insights that came from beyond my mind, everything always came together perfectly. Through gut feelings, visions, intuition, signs, and unexplained coincidences, I found my way. The only explanation for the insights and feelings I had received was that something greater had been with me and was guiding me the whole time. Something bigger than what I could see. Something bigger than me. Something heavenly. Something that existed in the world, but was not of the world. I had felt and was guided by what could only be explained as God. And when I began studying religious and ancient spiritual texts, everything I felt, everything I had seen, everything I knew was reflected in the teachings of these books. So throughout this book, I do refer to God. God is the term and experience of the higher power that feels most true for me. Feel free to replace God throughout this book with the word that feels most true to you. Universe, source, higher power, or creator. No matter how it's defined or what it's called, it's clear that there are higher forces present in our world. Higher forces that led me to question my internal pain and everything else that felt limiting in some way. Higher forces that led me to discover true healing. Included in this book are excerpts from the Bible, Torah, Talmud, Bhagavad Gita, Yoga Sutras, Dhammapada, and Guru Granth Sahib. Each of them hold many powerful ancient truths that emphasize the process of healing. And when the different texts are brought together, they emphasize the truth even more powerfully. The wisdom included in this book, backed up by these ancient texts, is what supported me to heal depression, anxiety, body dysmorphia, and eating disorder, self-defeating thoughts, and more. Most importantly, the wisdom supported me to experience peace, embody my next levels, discover my purpose, meet my soulmate, connect to God, live freely, and build a business doing what I always wanted, helping people. Now, after years of healing and supporting others to do the same, I know one thing for sure. Fortune favors the healed. Because those who heal create positive change in the world, and those who change the world are blessed within the world. So if you have struggled for years, or you are just now experiencing adversity, if you desire healing and expansion in your life, I invite you to allow the words within this book to change you, and the methods to become a way of life. Chapter 1: The Purpose of Pain. There is a higher plan at work in your life. A plan, when trusted and surrendered to, that will not only lead to healing, but also your highest, most fortunate life. Most people view pain and adversity as unwanted burdens that disrupt the forward progression in their lives. However, in the East, adversity is seen as playing an important role in the path towards enlightenment. And in many religions, adversity is seen as a valuable opportunity to strengthen the self and deepen one's spiritual connection. Romans 8:18 in the Bible affirms, "Our present sufferings are not worth comparing to the glory that will be revealed within us." And the Talmud, a Jewish holy book, maintains, "Just as the olive yields oil for light only when it is pounded, so are man's greatest potentials realized only under the pressure of adversity." When you are in pain or experiencing adversity, nothing is going wrong. The only thing that is wrong is how we have been conditioned to look at adversity. Most times when things don't go our way, we doubt, we fear, we judge, we get angry, we criticize. But pain and adversity wake you up and get your attention. Pain and adversity motivate you to reconnect to or deepen your connection to a higher power. They call on you to self-examine and to strengthen your faith. And they challenge your friendships and romantic relationships so you can see what is truly aligned and meant to stay. No matter how painful or difficult, everything you go through is perfectly orchestrated to support your healing and growth towards your highest life. So when you are going through a difficult time, instead of focusing on your experience of the pain, keep your perspective on where the pain and adversity are taking you. Focus on how you will grow. Focus on how your life will change. Focus on what you will gain from this experience. And focus on your renewal. Buddha famously said, "Pain is certain, suffering is optional." In life, no one avoids adversity and difficult emotions. They are an integral part of our experience on earth. They aren't the only way to grow, but when they are placed on your path, you have a choice. A choice to dwell on what's wrong and how hard things are, or a choice to understand that difficulty is a part of life and extract the lesson behind your experience and move on. Good or bad, all things have purpose, and all things you face in life work together for your greater good. So find the lesson, find what you are being shown, find what you can take away from your experience, find the reason why it couldn't have been any other way. And on the other side of adversity, pain, or limitation, when you heal, life will become like a waking dream. And then you'll realize it was all worth it. Chapter 2, Divinity in Form. No matter how hurt, broken, or disconnected from your truth you have been, you can always go back home. Back home to truth, back home to love, back home to abundance, back home to peace, back home to joy. Everything you experience in life is perfectly orchestrated so that you can grow, reconnect to your truth, and move towards your highest, most fortunate life. Feelings and thoughts that hurt or limit you aren't punishment, they are guides in your healing. They rise to the surface because they are ready to be healed and don't fit the life you are designed to grow into. Thoughts and feelings that hurt and limit you are revealed by triggers in the present, but they are ultimately because of what has happened in the past. Your dominant beliefs and emotions are imprinted during formative years in your life by your significant experiences and the people that most often surrounded you. And unless you knew how to block out or transform the negative thoughts and feelings to which you were exposed, the negative emotions you felt were embedded into your cells and tissue, and the beliefs you thought and most heard were imprinted into your subconscious mind. As you go throughout life, your imprinted emotions and beliefs impact your perception and experience of the world until you heal and change them. But anything that limits or pains you is never the ultimate truth of you. And no matter how you have been pressed, broken, or reshaped throughout your life, you can always return back to the ultimate truth that God created you with. The truth that you are power and magnificence. The truth that you are worthy and beloved. The truth that you are a piece of the Creator in action, divinity in form. Like Genesis 1:2 in the Torah says, God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Because most people are never taught who they are in truth, they identify with their most experienced emotions, experiences, beliefs, and accolades. But your body and your experiences in the world are not the essence of who you are. Your truth resides in your soul, the eternal aspect of you. Chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita affirms, "The body is mortal, but that which dwells in the body is immortal and immeasurable." You have a body, but you are not your body. You are eternal, indestructible, beloved, and divine. Meaning your natural state is balanced, loved, healthy, joyful, and free. And even though you may never fully feel the extent of this truth while in a body, nothing you have done or will do can ever change who you are at the core. The emotions you experience, the thoughts you have, and the beliefs you hold aren't part of you. They're information for you to evaluate and see, is this my ultimate God-given truth? If it's not, you heal what doesn't align. And each time you heal feelings and thoughts that aren't true, you get closer and closer to returning home to your truest self. Throughout this book, you will learn to heal all of the limiting and untrue beliefs and feelings that have disconnected you from the greatness and divinity that has always been inside of you. And remembering the essence of who you are as a powerful, unconditionally loved being is the first step of healing. Because without understanding who you are and who you have always been, there is no way to disprove all of the painful and harmful things you currently feel and believe about yourself. It's time to remember and come back to your truth. The Guru Granth Sahib, page 441 states, "You are the embodiment of light. O man, recognize thy essence." The feeling that you are not quite where you want to be, the feeling that there is more, the feeling that you don't have to feel this way forever, the feeling that things can change. What would be the point of having these dreams and inspirations inside of you if none of them would ever come true? Those feelings are inside of you for a reason. And when you let go of how things have been, how you think things should be, how others tell you things should be, and you really listen to what your soul and God are showing you, you will always be guided back home to your truest self and your highest life. Chapter 3. Fortune follows faith. What pains or limits you is not your destiny unless you believe it is. If you believe your suffering will never end, you are right. And if you believe your suffering will be healed, you are also right. Think about it like this. If you don't believe you can heal, are you going to seek support and do whatever it takes to heal? Or are you going to stop looking for a cure because a few people said it wasn't possible? Probably the latter option. Because if you don't believe in something, why would you look any further? Why would you seek out other options? Why would you try something different to heal? If you have tried a million things to heal with less than satisfactory results, I know it can feel hard to believe in something new when you have been let down so many times. I've been there too. But there's no point trying something new unless you choose to believe wholeheartedly that it will work. Healing can only happen when you have complete faith in your transformation. Without it, your thoughts waver, and God is unsure of your desires. But when you have full faith in your healing, God recognizes your unwavering desire and joins with you in support. As written in the Bhagavad Gita 7:21 through 22, when a person is devoted to something with complete faith, I unify his faith in that. Then, when faith is completely unified, one gains the object of devotion. In this way, every desire is fulfilled by me. So choose to start fresh and leave the past behind. The past doesn't exist anyway, nor does the future. Today is a new day, and all that's real and true is the present moment, right now. Instead of looking at what has been true or what other people say is possible, what if you decided what you wanted to be true? What if you decided to believe regardless of what has happened in the past? What if you decided this was different? What if you decided this would be the thing that changed everything? There is nothing to lose but everything to gain. So before you read further into the book, decide now, beyond all limiting beliefs, beyond all doubts, beyond what's happened in the past, what do you truly desire? Choose it, claim it, see it, feel it, believe it, know it. Achieving what you truly desire might not be the easiest path, but good things do not always come easy. That is part of what makes them so special. So walk forward in faith regardless of what has happened in the past. And no matter how hard things may get, believe in your healing, because everything is possible for him who believes. Mark 9:23, the Bible. Chapter 4. Becoming the Observer. Healing starts with belief and is understood through perception. but your awareness of the present moment is what sets the stage to transform unwanted emotions and limiting beliefs. In the present moment, miracles are made possible, because the moment where you are present enough to witness when something heavy, hurting, or limiting arises in your body or mind is the moment where you have the power to choose not to identify with your experience and heal what doesn't match the truth of who you are. But with constant distractions in the world we live in today, being present is a choice. Back in indigenous times, our ancestors had to remain present and aware in order to survive. They also participated in many things like prayer, ritual, and community gatherings that deepened their presence. Today is the exact opposite. There are so many aspects of life that are constantly distracting you that can cause you to go unconscious. If you begin experiencing pain, you can open your phone and get a quick dose of dopamine by checking social media. If you want to avoid negative thoughts, you can quickly buy a bag of Cheetos at a nearby gas station and eat the whole thing while watching Netflix. If you don't want to be alone with your thoughts and feelings, all you have to do is text or call a friend, romantic interest, or acquaintance until you fall asleep. There are countless things in today's world that cut you off from how you feel and what you are thinking. And while these are okay in moderation, when you are constantly flooded with outside information and stimuli, you grow less and less present to the moment, yourself, and what needs to be healed. That's why today, it's more important than ever to cultivate a daily practice that keeps you centered and mindful in the present moment. A present state of being is not only powerful in your life, business, and relationships, but a focused awareness is what allows for space between your negative emotions or thoughts and your response to them. The Bhagavad Gita 135:35 says, "It is true that the mind is restless and difficult to control, but it can be conquered through regular practice and detachment. Those who lack self-control will find it difficult to progress in meditation, but those who are self-controlled, striving earnestly through the right means, will attain the goal." Because of the nature of the human mind, present is not something that just happens. Presence is something you create through intentional and consistent practice of detaching from and becoming the observer of your thoughts and experience. You don't have to sit still and meditate to achieve presence. Simply take 5 minutes before bed at night and 5 minutes before you get out of bed in the morning to be still. During this time, close your eyes and let go of what's happening in your life. Breathe in deeply, allowing your breath to expand your diaphragm. Hold for a second at the top and contract your diaphragm as you breathe out. As you continue breathing, allow your awareness to remain on your breath. And if your mind starts to think, don't judge yourself for having thoughts. Just notice and gently bring your awareness back to your breath. Simply witness your thoughts and feelings without feeding into or becoming them. When you first begin practicing mindfulness and becoming the observer of your experience, don't worry if you have trouble detaching from your thoughts right away. At first, you will likely have many thoughts, and it will feel hard to find peace within your mind. But it will get easier. Think of your thoughts like waves. Waves come to shore and then gently move back to the ocean. Waves do not hold on and try to stay at shore. They always flow back into the ocean. Practice the same with your thoughts. They flow in and just as easily allow them to flow out. As you practice, be gentle with yourself and try not to place expectations on how fast the process should go. This is called a practice for a reason, and you don't have to be a master at it for it to work. Eventually, through consistency with your practice, you will notice that you are able to be less reactive and more aware of your thoughts and feelings. And you'll notice that you are more present with people, work, and life, which allows you to more deeply experience and appreciate the world around you. Ultimately, the goal is to have your life become like a meditation where you always observe your experience. From this place, you are able to fully experience the magnificence of each moment. And from this place, you have consistent awareness of when your emotions and thoughts aren't aligned to your truth, so you can heal them. This way, when you are lying in bed and you start to feel depressed, you will be able to notice when the feelings come up instead of unconsciously being consumed by them. Or when you are beginning something new and you start to have negative thoughts and feelings about it, you will be able to notice the emotions and beliefs that aren't aligned to your divinity and have the space to change them. It is natural to lose the witnessing mind and become consumed by an experience. You may get angry or frustrated because you're trying to be the observer but can't. Or at the end of the day, you may realize that you completely lost your practice. Don't make it mean anything. Just keep moving forward. Little by little, you will remember to witness sooner and sooner. As you become more comfortable being present and observing your thoughts, begin integrating daily activities to deepen your presence. For example, when you are showering or taking a bath, breathe deeply and see if you can focus your full presence and awareness on the water on your skin. Notice every drop as it moves down your skin, and feel the water cleansing all the old energy from you. Or when you go for a walk, breathe deeply, and if you start to think about how hard the walk is or how much your legs hurt, witness your thoughts and come back to your breath. Everything in your life can be an opportunity to grow more present and notice what is not serving you. You can choose to deepen your awareness during any activity you want, because it's not about what you are doing, it's about how you are doing it. To use daily activities as a meditation, simply keep in mind the basic principles of presence. Focus on your breath, witness your thoughts and emotions but don't attach to them. Don't judge your experience, and keep coming back to presence. Buddha famously said, "Hard it is to train the mind which goes where it likes and does what it wants, but a trained mind brings health and happiness. The wise can detect their thoughts, subtle and elusive, wherever they choose. A trained mind brings health and happiness." Your mind will go places you don't want it to. Brains innately think, judge, perceive, wonder, and dwell, but you are powerful. You can let your thoughts pass and come back to the present moment. The goal is not to stop thinking altogether. Your mind will always think. The goal is to witness when you are consumed by your thoughts and bring your mind back to stillness. That is presence. That is meditation. That is how you become the observer. Chapter 5. You are not what you feel. As you are present and notice what doesn't match your truth as divinity in form, you allow space between thoughts. You allow space between emotions. You allow space to heal. And from the space you get to choose. Will I remain in pain and limitation? Or will I return back to my truth as love? As you choose love over and over, you heal. And as you heal, you become more and more free. And as you continue freeing yourself, you return more and more to God. The process of healing is a lot like raising a puppy. While raising your puppy, you see unwanted behaviors, patterns, and reactions from your dog. It's up to you whether you believe that your dog is just that way, or if you choose to recognize that your puppy's unwanted behaviors were learned and support her to heal by training her differently. If you choose to really train your dog, it becomes a constant practice of understanding and seeing who they are at their core. A constant practice of always seeing your dog's personality and love shine through, even when they exhibit bad and unwanted behaviors. When you know who your dog is in truth, on a soul level, when she acts out, doesn't listen, or is fearful of something, you recognize that she is acting because of her past experiences, not because she was born that way and can never change. Understanding how your dog's brain and emotions work and how they can be reprogrammed allows you to support your dog to heal from the past so she can respond to and experience life differently. When a little bit of progress is made, you give positive reinforcement. When big progress is made, you celebrate even more. Soon, a few weeks or a few months later, you are relaxing peacefully with your well-behaved, loving dog, and you almost forget how badly she used to behave. Just like with a puppy, as you decide to heal unwanted thoughts and emotions that are impacting your life, always remember your ultimate truth, your divinity, your limitless nature. And while you may experience them, remember that limitations and pains are not part of you. Limitations and pains come up to be healed. And healing, like training a dog, is a constant process of recognizing what is heavy, hurting, and limiting, and then transforming the thoughts and emotions that don't match the truth of who you are. The Yoga Sutras 87 affirm, our own bodies are changing every second. Yet we take the body to be ourself, and speaking in terms of it, we say, I am hungry or I am lame, I am black or I am white. These are all just conditions of the body. We touch the truth when we say, my body aches, implying the body belongs to us and that therefore we are not that. Healing is made possible when you notice that you feel depressed, sad, anxious, unworthy, angry, or any way that doesn't feel good. But healing begins when you remember that nothing is going wrong. When you remember that what you feel and think is not part of you. Unwanted thoughts and feelings are purposely brought up when you are ready to release them. They are opportunities to heal the old and create new. Opportunities to overcome obstacles and live life more fortunately. Opportunities to grow and attain new perspectives. So as you go throughout your day, notice when unwanted thoughts and feelings surface. Remember, they are not who you are. You are not what you feel. You are experiencing what you feel. Do not attach to what you are feeling. Do not attach to what you think. Instead, as you go throughout your day, witness, observe, and take note of your experience. Recognize when your mind begins to think and move towards fear, unworthiness, lack, hate, judgment, or anything limiting and negative. And recognize when low-frequency emotions like pain, anxiety, sadness, depression, unworthiness, fear, or anything that doesn't feel good surfaces in your body. By seeing and talking about what you feel as temporary instead of a permanent part of you, you allow your body the space to let unwanted emotions move out of your body. Some days you'll miss things. Some days you'll be on autopilot and forget to notice what needs to be healed. So take time at the beginning and end of each day. Check in with your body and notice what low-frequency thoughts and feelings you are currently experiencing that may have gone unnoticed throughout the day. Simply breathe in, shut off your mind, bring your awareness to your body, and notice what negative emotions you have been holding. Then breathe in, move your awareness to your mind, and notice what limiting or negative beliefs you have been thinking. Instead of seeing them as part of you, instead of seeing them as a sign that something's wrong, see them as information on what you need to heal. See them as part of your evolution. See them as moving. Being aware of the point when friction arises in your mind or body may seem simple, but without this step, healing can't happen. Because in order to heal, you must first notice what needs to heal. It might not sound fun at first, but eventually, as you embrace the path of healing more and more, you will see the magic in it and learn to love it wholeheartedly. And soon, you will begin to look forward to the moments when you get to pause, heal, and reconnect to what's true. Chapter 6. Experiencing your experience. Your awareness is your power, because as soon as you notice when you feel constricted, heavy, sad, anxious, angry, or frustrated, instead of being consumed by the emotions, you can change them. Change begins by taking space away from doing to fully witness what you are experiencing. Space to process the painful, heavy, or uncomfortable feelings you are feeling so they can move to the surface and begin moving out of your body. When you let go of control and come face to face with what you are experiencing, your body will show you all of the places you are holding old emotions and how it needs to move for the emotions to pass through. All emotions are experienced differently by different people. So simply tune into the place in your body that feels heavy or hurting and ask yourself, what would best support me in my process right now? You may be called to nap or take a day resting in bed. You may be called to write. You may be called to take a bath. You may be called to a yoga class. Or you may be called to turn on music and dance. If you can't experience and process the emotions right when they come up, when you can, take space from your day to be present with yourself and observe where your body is carrying any unwanted feelings. You might not notice any emotions right away, so take your time and really tune into the intricacies of your being. Move your awareness through every rib, every muscle, every toe, and every finger. Notice if you see anything. Notice if you feel anything. Notice if you hear anything. Notice if what you feel is trying to show you something or if there is a lesson for you behind what is happening. When you witness something, pause. Tune in deeper to that space. Tune in deeper to the emotion. Tune in deeper to the experience. Be with what you feel and let it move how it wants to. Don't feel the emotions as if they are part of you. Feel and know the emotions are moving through you. And as the old, unwanted emotions move out of your body, new insights about the day or your life will come into view. Feeling your emotions looks like noticing when you want to cry and moving to a safe place to give yourself the space to do so. Feeling your emotions also looks like getting triggered by your spouse, taking a pause from the conversation to go into your car, and screaming the anger out of your body. Feeling your emotions looks like noticing when you feel anxious, putting on your shoes to go for a long walk, and focusing on and channeling what you're feeling through your movement. It can feel shameful, scary, uncomfortable, and painful to really experience unwanted emotions that come up. And typically, our innate response is to push away what doesn't feel good. But when you suppress your emotions, they don't actually go away. They get pushed deeper and deeper into your cells. Suppressing your emotions is like minimizing a tab on your computer. You can minimize the page and it will be hidden from the screen, but the page, just like your emotions, still exists and is running on your computer without you realizing it. When you minimize your emotions, you may feel temporary relief, but your emotions are still within you existing, impacting every aspect of your life. Emotions are energy in motion. They are designed to come and go. When you try to control them, you block their natural process. But as you allow your emotions to be felt while holding a firm belief that what you feel is moving through you and not part of you, they move. They move out of your cells and out of your body. So create safety in your body by lovingly holding yourself through the process like you would your best friend. Remind yourself that you're okay. Remind yourself that you're loved. Remind yourself that you're safe. Without dwelling, give yourself as much space as you need to let your emotions be felt. And no matter what you feel you need, let go of judgment towards yourself. Remember, the emotions you are healing have been trapped in your body for a long time. What takes time to imprint takes time to heal. Know that whatever rests or breaks you take now to heal will serve you later on. Conscious rest is not stagnant. Conscious rest, when needed, is a step forward. Because when you heal, you up-level. And when you embody an up-leveled, next-level version of yourself, you attract next-level experiences into your life. Chapter 7, Emotional Healing. When you tap into the intricacies of your being and let your body show you what it has held for so long, you will feel things you never knew were there. Emotions and energies that have been screaming to be seen. Hear them, feel them, express them, understand what they are showing you. And after you have fully experienced the feelings in your body, Transform them by bringing in positive, high-frequency emotions. High-frequency emotions will always transform low-frequency ones. It would be bypassing your emotions if you felt sad and immediately tried to feel happy. But when you allow yourself to fully feel and experience the old, unwanted emotions, and then feel into and dwell on positive, high-frequency emotions, you are not bypassing. You are transforming the old emotions with the new. You are letting go of afflictions of your body and mind and coming back to your truth. When you begin the process of healing your emotions, remember that your body is used to the unwanted emotions you have been feeling. On some level, the painful, limiting emotions have been normal. And going from one emotion to the complete opposite can cause your body to reject what you are doing and even feel unsafe. This is a process, not a quick fix. So if you are experiencing anxiety or depression, instead of immediately tuning into joy, tune into feelings of peace, hope, and safety. Once you feel grounded in hope and peace, tune into the energy of joy. If you are feeling hate, bring in the energy of compassion. Once you connect to compassion, bring in the energy of love and appreciation. If you are experiencing anger, bring in the energy of peace and calm. Once you feel calm and at peace, access the energy of love. You are a powerful creator and have the ability to bring any emotion into your body at any time. If you are unsure what emotion would transform an unwanted emotion you are experiencing, pause and close your eyes. Breathe in deeply as you bring your awareness to your heart and ask yourself, what emotions would feel better? What emotions would calm, support, and hold me in love? Whatever comes to mind, see the new emotion coming in and alchemize what you feel. Visualize the new emotion as bright, high frequency, and powerful energy coming in, disintegrating what you no longer want. Most importantly, feel the energy of the new emotion coming in and transforming every piece of the old. If you have never had an experience with the new emotion you desire to feel, decide how you want it to feel. Love can always be a default because love is the highest emotion available. Love can transform all things. There are also many things in the world that will support healing low-frequency emotions. Water heals, especially ocean and spring water. Intentional movement heals. Dropping into prayer heals. 741 hertz music, especially in headphones, heals. Music that lights up your soul heals. Walking through the forest heals. Taking Epsom salt baths with essential oils heals. The rays of the sun and the glow of the moon heal. There are so many aspects of life that are here to support your healing by either cleansing your energy or bringing in love, joy, freedom, peace, and ease, which are all healing energies that will transform the old, unwanted emotions. And when you surround yourself with people and things that clear negative energies and bring in high frequency energies, you will heal faster and it will make the process easier. So as you choose aspects of your environment, be mindful of the energies each brings into your life. Your relationship, your home, your diet, your music, your activities, and your habits. Are your choices supporting healing through peace, love, joy, freedom, abundance, growth, and magic? Or are they bringing in hate, judgment, fear, anxiety, lack, and hurt? It all matters because every choice you make either brings you closer to or further away from healing. Chapter 8: Reprogramming Your Thoughts. If you heal your emotions, but your thoughts are still of a limited, negative, low-frequency nature, it can feel like a never-ending battle where two parts of your being are constantly in conflict. To heal completely, both your mind and emotions need to be on the same page. While all thoughts you experience can seem very true and real, remember, thoughts and beliefs that are rooted in hate, fear, judgment, limitation, or are scarcity-oriented naturally come to the surface so you can evaluate and change them, not because they are true. Most people's inner voices are constantly evaluating and thinking, I'm wrong because of that. This is not good because of this. Instead of accepting all thoughts and beliefs as truth, contemplate what your mind is dictating and decide what you want to be true. First, look at all the ways your current thoughts are negatively impacting your life. How are they impacting your relationships? How are they impacting your work? How are they impacting your health? How are they impacting your energy? Get clear on all the ways they aren't serving you and understand the prices you pay by continuing to think that way. Then simply pause, breathe in deeply through your nose, and choose differently. Yoga Sutra 233 affirms, when disturbed by negative thoughts, opposite ones should be thought of. I remember when I was little and would have a bad day. Before bed, my mom would sit with me and we would play the happy thought game. I would share one thought that made me happy, then she would share one. We would continue trading thoughts until she knew I was feeling better. I didn't realize it at the time, but as I thought about things that brought me joy, the feelings inside of me changed. This simple game replaced my negative thoughts with more positive ones, and I would drift off to sleep connected to positive thoughts and energies. Positive affirmations are no new thing. However, the reason why so many know about affirmations but aren't successful changing their thoughts is because they are trying to go from A to Z instead of from A to B. Imagine a ladder with such big steps that you couldn't even climb from the first to the second step because the space between them was too big. This is what happens when you try to immediately change your thoughts from where you are now to thoughts aligned with your end goal. Making such a big jump in your beliefs can leave you feeling worse because it feels as if you're lying to yourself. Choose new thoughts that are positive and comforting, but that are also something that you can support and believe. When you speak or think of a new belief, check in with your body and notice how it feels. Do you feel calm, supported, and loved? Or do you feel anxious, stressed, and unsure? Come back to loving thoughts that calm you, support you, and are aligned to your limitless, divine nature. Thoughts like, the weight is lifting from me daily and I am healing. I am safe. I am loved. I am protected. Everything that is happening has a purpose, and I know I will get through this. If you aren't sure what to change your thoughts to in the moment, ask yourself, what would feel good to believe about myself in this situation instead? Instead of looking at what you think could be possible, what do you desire to be possible? Create from possibility, not limitation. A belief that feels safe, loving, and expansive is a perfect start. As you go through your life, keep noticing as you have thoughts or beliefs that limit or pain you, and practice this process over and over. As you continue shifting from what you are thinking to what you desire, your thoughts will change, your beliefs will change, your perspective will change, your subconscious mind will change. And when you pair elevated thoughts with elevated emotions, you will heal and transform. And so will your life. Chapter 9, Honoring Your Body. As you heal, your body and mind are restoring on a DNA cellular level. Because with every new thought you think, your brain is changing. And with every new high-frequency emotion you feel, your cells are dividing to match your new state. Every human has thousands of receptors on each cell in their body. So each time you experience an emotion, a significant amount of molecules are released in response to the specific emotion you are experiencing. Keep in mind, thoughts also cause feelings. When these molecules are signaled, they move through your body and connect with the receptor sites on your cells, changing the structure of each cell as a whole based on the specific emotion you felt at the time. As your cells continually divide to produce more cells, the emotions to which your cells have most been exposed to will be most present in the receptor sites of the new cells. As you choose to feel new, more positive emotions repeatedly over time, you are reprogramming your cells to hold and experience more positive emotions. And as you choose to think more positive, loving, and abundant thoughts, Not only will your beliefs change, but you will feel more positive emotions, and your body will become more and more of a match for good feelings. On the other hand, if you allow feelings and thoughts of depression, anxiety, lack, and stress to continue throughout your life, your cells will continue reprogramming to match those feelings, and you will experience more of those emotions. Like the Dhammapada 1:121 states, drop by drop is the water pot filled. Likewise, the wise man, gathering it little by little, fills himself with good. Put simply, the more you choose to think and feel something, the more you become it. Each time you reprogram your thoughts, each time you heal your emotions, you are changing, you are shifting, you are growing, you are rising. This is a huge undertaking for your body. So extra support, nutrition, hydration, rest, and care are important. Do not be attached to being perfect all of the time. No one can show up with complete energy, intention, and joy every second. When you feel disconnected from your best self, remember that sometimes we need to slow down to heal, recharge, and come back into balance with our well-being. Your body was intelligently designed to communicate what it needs at all times. So pay attention to when it asks you to slow down or do things differently. If you need rest, you'll grow tired. If you need to eat, you'll feel hungry. If you need more water, you'll get thirsty. If you need a day off work, your intuition will alert you. Your soul and God are always guiding you towards what will best support you to move forward on your highest path. So stay attuned to your body's signals. And next time you have an intuition or feeling that you should do something, trust it knowing that it will take you exactly where you are meant to be. Chapter 10, Embodiment. Reprogramming your beliefs will change how you think and how you see the world. Healing your emotions will transform how you feel and respond to the world. But despite the change in your perspective and how you feel, healing is not complete until you see, feel, and experience yourself differently. You must see yourself as different. You must feel different. You must believe you are different. And ultimately, you must embody something different. And really, you are not becoming something different at all. You are waking up to who you have always been at your core. You are waking up to peace. You are waking up to unconditional love. You are waking up to full body joy. You are waking up to balance and true health. You are waking up to an aspect of yourself as the creator, divinity in form. This re-knowing of yourself is like the process of a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. A caterpillar and butterfly are seen as two separate and distinct beings, although technically they are the same life in different stages. Viewing the caterpillar and butterfly as two separate beings is crucial to the caterpillar's transformation. Because imagine if the butterfly still saw itself as a caterpillar and thought it should crawl instead of fly. The butterfly would never spread its wings and rise into who it has fully become, because it would still be identifying with and living from what it was before. Your transformation, like a butterfly, requires the same distinct separation from who you were before. Many cling to the idea of who they have been because they don't know who they are without the identity they slowly created over a lifetime. But you are not what you have been or what you have previously known yourself to be. You are not your past. You are not the things you have thought. You are not the things you have done. You are not the emotions you have felt. And if you are still identifying with the person you were and not the person you are growing into, it can feel like you haven't changed at all. This is why your healing is not fully complete without this last step. You must integrate all of the changes you have made by fully embodying who you have become. So begin each day embodying your next level by pausing before you get out of bed in the morning. Let the visions of where you are going fill your mind. Let the feelings of who you are becoming fill your body. Create your life from the inside out by allowing your inner experience to feel just as real as what you see in the world. And live from that place. Live as if your body and mind are already at your next level. Live as if your life is already at its next level. Live as if your career and relationships are already at their next level. As you practice embodying your next level, you will begin acting differently. You will begin speaking differently. You will begin thinking differently. You will begin feeling differently. Day by day, you will become more of who you desire to be. And day by day, you will become more of who you are in truth instead of what past experiences have molded you to be. Proverbs 23:7, the Bible confirms, "As he thinketh in his heart, so is he." When you first begin embodying a version of yourself that you have never been before, there may be some resistance. Don't make it mean anything. Resistance is natural when you try something new and different. But the more you practice feeling into your next level self and next level life, over time it will begin to feel more and more natural. You will know you've embodied your next level when you are no longer practicing and instead you exist from this place. Every mindset block you overcome, every emotion you heal, every healing you receive, every seminar you attend, every book you read, it all changes you. You are changing all of the time. So keep practicing seeing yourself and the world as renewed and changing. Each day, see yourself and the world as if it's your first time seeing. Because as you change, it is your first time seeing yourself and the world this way. Keep seeing yourself as more. Keep reaching for better feelings. Keep dreaming bigger. Be content and grateful for where you are, but know there is always more joy, love, passion, clarity, and fortune available if you want it. Chapter 11. Upgrading your life. Each time you heal and grow into a new level, God and the universe will show you what no longer fits in your life by creating heaviness and even dislike around things that are no longer serving you. But even though you will be shown what no longer fits, it is your responsibility to really take the time to evaluate and shift things in your life in accordance with what you are being shown. Be mindful and aware of the people, places, and things in your life that begin feeling different. Notice what feels like it's pulling you in the opposite direction of where you want to go. Notice what feels like it's keeping you stuck at the same level. Notice where it feels like you're settling. And choose to let go of what is not fully aligned. You only have space for so much in your life, so the old must fall away and be let go in order for the new to materialize. Isaiah 43:18-19, the Bible maintains, "Forget the formal things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." It's a weird thing, change. How amazing it is to grow and learn, to become more and more of who we are in truth. But there's another side of growth, the not so beautiful part that people don't talk about as much, especially the part where we outgrow people we love. Because when you decide to heal, your priorities will change. And as you grow, you will notice that when you spend time with certain friends, clients, or partners, that you don't feel the same way about your time together. Regardless of how much someone impacts our lives or how much we love them, few people will stay for the long haul in this journey, because few people will grow in similar ways to you. And that's okay. When you realize a relationship is no longer serving you and you decide to take space or move on, it's not easy. Tears will shed, grieving will happen, and then you'll find the lesson. The wound will mend and become a scar. The love never leaves, but you become clear that you have changed for the better because of what you have learned or gained in the process. And with the realization that everything is always happening for the highest good, you'll grow stronger and feel confident looking forward, regardless of what or who you may lose along the way. Just because you love someone doesn't mean that it's right to keep them in your life or that it's right to let them do whatever they want around you, especially if it harms you. The Dhammapada affirms, "Travel only with thy equals or thy betters. If there are none, travel alone." Be mindful of relationships that negatively impact you, and either draw boundaries by asking for what you need and voicing what isn't okay with you, or let go of the relationship altogether. In addition to people, our belongings can also strongly reflect where we are and no longer fit who we have become. So as you heal, things you used to like may not fit who you are anymore. When you are home, keep an eye out for things like clothes you don't feel good in, items that hold you to past experiences, things you don't really love, or items you bought when you were in an energy in which you no longer wish to exist in. Are you holding on to things just because someone gave them to you? Do you have items from an ex that you just haven't let go of? What possessions can you give away? What can you rearrange? What can you upgrade? Whatever you decide, even though it might feel like a stretch, the stretch is exactly what's going to support you to not only feel better now, but will also assist you into an even higher level of growth. Stretching yourself a little is good. Without this step, it can feel like you're not fully different because you're still seeing and wearing aspects of who you were in the past. When you become and feel differently inside, change the outside to match. While some things that aren't serving you will be obvious, be mindful of the things that need to be let go of that aren't as apparent. In life, many of us have acquired a bad habit of settling because we don't think that what we truly want is possible for us or possible at all. And often, you won't even recognize you're settling. You may be in a relationship where you deeply love the person and they're very successful and intriguing, yet you have been ignoring their excessive drinking, lack of adventure, and their lifestyle that doesn't fit with yours at all. Maybe you love working for yourself, but you are constantly taking jobs and clients that feel heavy and uninspiring. Or maybe you have an amazing corporate job with a substantial salary that you feel tied to because of the income, but in your heart, what you really want to do is build your own business. Recognizing when you are settling becomes tricky when there are many positives in a scenario because they can blind you to the choices and the potential for a life that is even more aligned. Just because a job or a potential partner has some positive qualities that you desire does not mean they are right for you. If you want more or desire something different romantically, you can have it. And if you want more out of life or something different professionally, you can have it. It doesn't matter what your mom thinks or wants you to have. It doesn't matter what society perceives as right. What matters is the longing and desires within your soul. You are a limitless being. You are the creator in action. And when you desire something greater, the desire is not there by accident. Trust your soul. It will never lead you in the wrong direction. Chapter 12. Fortune favors the healed. In life, those who heal become fortunate because God blesses those who honor truth and walk grounded in it. The truth of love, the truth of peace, the truth of joy, the truth of inspiration, the truth of power. When you overcome adversity and heal, you re-become these things that have always been your truth. And when your thoughts, emotions, and actions are heart-centered, abundance-oriented, honorable, optimistic, and connected to the divinity inside of you, God will bless you with the results and circumstances of the same energy. Similarly, if your thoughts, actions, and feelings are of a hurtful, fearful, anxious, sad, judgmental, or limited nature, those same things will be bestowed upon you in return. The Guru Granth Sahib, page 934, affirms, "The glories are in the Lord's own hand. He blesses those with whom he is pleased." Noticing the signs of your healing is like noticing the growth of a Chinese bamboo tree. A Chinese bamboo tree takes 5 years to grow before it shows any signs of growth. Despite how long it takes, the bamboo must be watered and fertilized over the course of the 5 years. Once the bamboo tree breaks through the ground after those 5 years, the tree grows 90 feet tall in 5 weeks. Imagine the first people who ever planted a Chinese bamboo tree that came back to water their plant day after day with no sign of growth. 6 months in, they probably wondered if something was wrong with the tree or if somehow they messed up. A year in, they probably started wondering if anything would ever happen at all. However, day by day, despite seeing no physical evidence above ground, they kept coming back to water and fertilize the tree. For 5 years, under the surface of the ground, the seeds were beginning to take hold, grow roots, and prepare to rise. The same is true for your healing. Under the surface of your life, the seeds of your healing are beginning to take root and will soon rise. Sometimes it just takes time to see magic happening. While it won't take 5 years, the huge results you are looking for may take longer than you expect. Good things take time. Be patient. Atharva Veda maintains it takes time for a fruit to mature and acquire sweetness and become edible. Time is a prime factor for most good fortunes. As you heal, you are releasing long-held aspects of yourself. This is a big transition, so don't judge your process. It's normal to feel drained and exhausted. It's normal to feel emotionally overwhelmed. It's normal to break down. The problem occurs when you place meaning upon your experience and believe something is going wrong. Change is not always easy because old emotions and beliefs have to die in order for you to become new. It doesn't feel good for aspects of who we were to die. But how could you fully embody your divinity without the rest leaving? How else could you be completely renewed? As written in 2 Corinthians 4:16-18, the Bible, even if outwardly we are wearing out, inwardly we are being renewed each and every day. This light, temporary nature of our suffering is producing for us an everlasting weight of glory, far beyond any comparison. Nothing is going wrong when you don't feel good or have a bad day. And even though sometimes it may feel like it, you can never go backwards. As written in the Talmud, a gate once widened stays wide. So despite what you may see, despite what you may feel, despite what you may experience, have faith in your healing. Have faith in your body's intelligence. Have faith in the universe. Have faith in God. Look for reasons why you are healing. Look for examples of how you are growing and how your life is transforming. Let each positive experience you have add to your faith until you believe wholeheartedly in your healing and forward progression. Too often we get so focused on our end goal that we overlook wins that seem little. But waiting to be happy or to celebrate until your ultimate goal is achieved will leave you feeling frustrated and like there's no progress. It doesn't matter how seemingly small your wins are. All wins add together to create big wins. And every single win is significant. So celebrate now. Celebrate every little shift. Celebrate yourself for starting. Celebrate yourself for waking each day committed to the process. And most importantly, celebrate yourself for continuing on even when your end goal feels far away. Challenges will still arise. Healing does not magically make the twists and turns of life go away. But when you are equipped with the tools and foundations of healing, what changes is you become mentally, emotionally, and spiritually able to handle tough times in an empowered way. A way where you are able to handle unwanted thoughts and feelings, and a way where you are able to see limitations for what they are, while at the same time accessing and opening more to your truth as divinity in form. So if you remember nothing else from this book, remember this: that which does not feel good is not your truth. You are powerful, you are loved, you are magic incarnated, you are so incredibly special. Your gifts are unique and needed, and every desire that's in your heart is there because you are meant to have it. Dream big and never stop dreaming bigger. And never forget, fortune favors the healed.